Hey, distance learning has been hard on the kids, and for many, there's no end in sight. So John is learning some tips on how to make school online a little bit easier for your kids.
Yeah, we just had the Roseville High School that just went back to distance learning after having students on campus. Dr. Joseph Altman, though, is here to try to guide us through this. And Doctor, I mean, you know, this has been tough on the kids. This has been tough on the parents as well. And there's real concerns now that kids are falling behind education-wise.
You know, one of the biggest questions I think that we all have around distance learning is how is this going to ultimately affect students? And no one really knows. But, you know, in the meantime, there are some things that you can do to sort of at least help to stave off some of that learning loss that students are.
Yeah, and you've broken it down to 5 points here. The first one, bring concepts to life. How do you do that?
I think one of the biggest philosophical problems surrounding academics in general is that a lot of the things that we learn in school don't seem to always relate to real life. So ask yourself, how can you bring lessons to life for your student? Can you have your student write a letter to someone who maybe needs some more outside contact? Can you turn something that you're doing into the kitchen, into a math problem? Bring that lesson out of the conceptual and into the actual. And that's going to go a long way for any student.
And this one, play games. What's an example of how do you play a game and teach something?
Gameplay is actually one of the first methods that educators employ at early stages across all development. So you can kind of do something similar at home. Board games, word searches, scavenger hunts. All of this can actually be applied to a classroom. And some parents might not like this one, but there are actually a number of video games that can be really beneficial for brain development. So don't shoot the messenger.
Like what's an example of a video game that you think is good for brain development?
You know, I knew you were going to ask this, and my staff has a number that they play, and of course I was struggling to remember what they are. Minecraft. There's one called Smarty Pants. I mean, if you Google it, there's literally 10,000 that are going to show up. Here's one. Oregon Trail.
Oh, really?
Shoot that buffalo. You got enough meat last year from like Nebraska all the way.
Quickly, and we're running short on time, so I want to get to these last two. Free and local resources and socialize. Give us an example of some of these local resources, and then socializing, obviously. I think we know what that is.
Yeah, for sure. We hear a lot of parents say that they don't know how to teach their student, and we understand that because teaching's an art, and you have to be even more artful, of course, when you teach your own child. But you don't have to be a teacher to produce good, fun, engaging lessons for your student at home. Khan Academy, Newsla.com, National Geographic, FreeRice.com, Middletree, where I work. There are a lot of resources out there that are going to help you and your student be really beneficial for them, take some pressure off of you.
All right, Dr. Joseph Altman, thank you so much. That is very helpful. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me on.
All right, we'll be right back.